Kranky life is the best to be now. For the best sports talk and it's free, yo. Kranky life will be your guiding light by keeping you informed both day and night. Kranky life, kill them. Kranky life, heed them. Kranky life, want them. Kranky life. From the courts to the field, we'll never lose because Kranky has the hottest news. With expert analysis, we break it down. Our in-depth coverage is best in town. Kranky life, kill them. Kranky life, heed them. Kranky life, want them. Kranky life. Kranky life where the sports is spicy and where we keep the discussion lively. Kranky life, get to know the name because Kranky analysis is never lame. Kranky life, give me my Kranky life. I want my Kranky life. Must have my Kranky life. Whether what's happening here. Bless up, Float. Thanks for joining. I don't normally do morning shows, and this is probably my first morning show. Seriously, I was experimenting. Yeah, Float. I just realized that the system automatically puts you on mute when you're playing your intros. So, but thanks for joining. Appreciate people taking time out of their mornings to listen to me this morning. As the thumbnail indicated, good morning, Emerson. Good morning, Shushan. Blessed Sunday, everyone. Thanks for being here. No, Emerson. It's Kranky G. It's not Kranky B. It's Kranky G. Somebody gave me that name and I like it. That's my new, I mean, I get carried away here, but my new DJ name. If there's ever such a thing. Bless up, Paul Watkins. Thanks for being here. I decided to do, I can't do the morning watch-alongs at 4 or 5 a.m. I'm just not. Even though I'm a morning person, is that I can't do it, but I can't do 2, 3, 4 shows a day. Kranky View. Well, there's DJ names and then there are other names, right? So Balanced Views obviously is my my other channel, which is Everything But Sports, which comes on sort of 9 p.m. during the week. And then obviously this is this Kranky Live program, which is about sports actually. And I thought yesterday was an interesting day, and I figured I may do recap in the mornings throughout the Olympics if I'm up to it. So I can't give definitive timeline for doing so. But I thought it was important to sort of rewind yesterday, talk about yesterday a little bit. Floyd said, and people you can actually call in. So let me put up the number actually. Another disappointing day. Woke up early only to hear Jacko. Yeah, yesterday was a mixed day. I mean, people are going to say it's disappointing. Yes, because we're not used to not being in the women's 100 meters medal and not being on the podium. But we did have 2 medalists, and we'll touch upon that. And look, we know from Jacko pull out the 100, we should suspect that everything is not right. I think they were hoping if they stretch the time more and more, is my assumption, that she may be able to run. And even if she did, you don't have practice time and you're putting so much pressure on those hamstrings. I'm not sure it would have worked. And by the way, people, I'm back today at 12:30 for the afternoon session. So I'm starting at 12:30 this afternoon for the afternoon session, which is the session, I think, at least for Jamaica anyway, in this Olympics. The afternoon session, when we have the semifinals of men hundreds, and the final, which I talk more about at 12:30, because the first event is 13:05 this afternoon, the first track and field event. So we'll have about half an hour to talk to lead into the discussion around the afternoon events, mainly centered around the 100 meters final. And also touch upon some of the mornings. We had a lot of people in the 200 women, 110 hurdles men, 400 meters hurdles women who qualified for tomorrow's run. So we'll talk about that also. But let's touch upon yesterday. In the men's 100 meters preliminaries that take us to the semis, I'd say all the big guns got through. Can't recall any big gun falling by the wayside. But as we expect, there were some surprises, right? Noah Lyles, who deems himself to be the favorite, even though if you ask Jamaicans, they don't agree with that. And other people from other countries, but the Americans do. He didn't look that great in his heat. And people, I'm telling you something in this race for the 100 men's. If you stay in the blocks, goodbye. That's your Olympic. Shushan said, Kranky caught us by surprise this live by chance. Thanks for taking the time. Yeah, as I said before, I don't normally do morning shows, but given the importance of the Olympics and given my interest in the Olympics, I figure I'd do one. People may watch it later. Most people probably don't even realize that. I did throw a thumbnail out there because I'm coming back at 12:30 this afternoon. Stefan Wright says, interesting stat. Since 1996 is the last time we had only one finalist in the women's 100 meters. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, we had Merlin before that was really there, and then subsequently we have one since what, 08? Yeah. And we had one, at least we had one finalist, Stefan. You know, I argue with people about this, which is I say Jamaica overachieved in track and field, and people give me a hard time that I don't know what I'm talking about, blah, blah, blah. But I look at life based on per capita. If you have almost 8 billion people in the world, we're at 3 million. Okay, let's say we're 6 million, right? If you take all the diaspora involved, or say 5 million. But 5 million is a drop in the bucket for 7.98 billion people. And we continually dominate over the last number of years, since 2008, in the 100 and 200 sprints, which are the most important event in the Olympics. So for 3 million people to do that, that's significant. I think it's overachieving. Some people think I'm way off on that. I think it's our birthright, which I think is nonsense. So I would say we have done well. So for us not to have two finalists in the 100 meters, and frankly, I think, and I'll play this actually, I think Shelly-Ann would have made the finals and probably could have medal actually, given the time, right? 10.72. What did Shakira run? 10.8 plus, 10.8.9, 10.9, and Shelly-Ann looked good in the heats. If she hadn't cramped up or had a hamstring problem, I think she would have probably medal in the medal count. I don't think she would have beaten Julian Alfred, but I think she would have given Shakari a decent run. And she'd have probably made them stress more because she'd probably get her bullet start and they would have to catch her, which probably even change some aspects of the race, actually. Because people sometimes lose form when they have to chase someone who's quite a bit in front. So I do think, if one wants to think about it, that, look, Tia overachieved. But we'll get into the 100 meters. Let's start with the men's session for the 100 meters prelim. So in the semifinals, we're going to have, which I'll talk more about at 12, but I'll just touch upon it now. Think about all the so-called favorites: Kishane, Oblique, Noah, Omanyala, Tobogo, Curly, Ben Narek, Simbeam to a level extent, Hughes, DeGrasse. I think DeGrasse and Hughes are probably further down. They're more 200 runners. They may not even make the finals. That's a lot of people for 8 places. That's a lot of people for 9 places. That's a lot of people, right? The top 2 in each, but the few other couple fastest runners. That's a lot of people for 8 spots, actually. And we haven't even talked about a few more who are running well, like the NCAA champion. So happy Sunday, Asian. Thanks for joining. There's a lot there, and we're going to have I think there are going to be some surprises in the 100 meters men who don't make the finals, because these semis are hot. The men's 100 meters has come back to being the race in the Olympics. For a number of years, I think the women, since Bolt retired, Jacobs won, wasn't well known, didn't bring that cachet, that notoriety, that publicity to the event. And then after he won, he disappeared. And people question why. Say it was injuries. Okay, but it didn't bring that to the event, right? Even the World Championship where Shakari was in news, but Noah did win. And Noah was sort of bringing down that vibes to the 100 meters, but may not have had the competition. This year, he's not. In his mind, he's the favorite. He talks a big game, but I think he's going to be challenged. So let's just go to the afternoon session. In the men's shot put, Ryan Crusoe, who won his third gold medal, is in legendary status. And we don't know. I don't normally talk about field events, but I think I'm talking about it because it's important because Jamaican isn't here, frankly. Um, Joe Kovacs, who was struggling throughout the entire evening, on his last throw, got the silver. And Campbell from Jamaica took the bronze, and he was in second place for most of the event. I think his second throw was 22.15, which held up for almost the entire meet. And it's very hard to lose a silver on the last throw for your competitors, but it happens. But that's a proud moment for Jamaica. It was Jamaica's first medal in the Olympics this year. And the medals are not going to flow like they used to flow because, we're used to the 100 meters giving us at least two, sometimes three. Right now, we got nothing in the women's. I should say the women's 100 meters because we haven't been expecting much from the men since both retired and Blake fell off form. So, the women, they all seem to have gotten injured, or I'm not going to call them older, seasoned at the same time. But it's interesting that, look, we have youngsters coming through, and hope those youngsters will mature and end up to be what I call the big three are. And Sharika is still here. She's not going anywhere. Getting older, but she's not going anywhere. Yeah, Stefan. No, he fouled every single throw after a second throw. That was his problem, actually, because he had the same measurement as Kovacs, but after a second throw, he just fouled everything else. Which shut up, if he did better there, probably would have got the silver. But look, you just need that one big throw and you take it. I think 22.9 was the winning throw by Crozer. So that was good. And then we had a triple jump highlight I'll mention, which is Tia Lafond from Dominica. People, we seem to have, well, look, we celebrate the Caribbean, right? It used to be Jamaica and Trinidad a lot. And once in a while, we get a Barbadian bronze or something. Or we get a Grenadian in the 400. Things have changed somewhat. We had Thea Lafond, who won the triple jump, and Ricketts from Jamaica came second, and Jasmine Moore from the U.S. third. I think Ricketts came second. What was her second jump? And Lafond wasn't her first jump either. Maybe a second or third jump, but I'm trying to remember Lafond. She had 15.02 that she won with. Ricketts was 14.87. I think Ricketts did really, really well. She steps up in big championships. She's a very good jumper, triple jumper. So that was good. And so Jamaica celebrated another medal, which was a silver. You're going back to the days of Robert Horry with the Lakers, throwing in that three-pointer against Sacramento Kings with Weber and Daddy Divac. Way back when. Bring back memories, Shushan. But I think Rory was lucky. He's been doing that for a bit, actually. So they call him Big Shot Bob. But no, so it was a really good event. And Ricketts did really, really well. Glad she won a silver. So we have a bronze and a silver. So whatever medal counts we had, because I had us winning a couple in the women's. I had us winning two in the women. The 200, 100, I had Sharika winning. But I didn't have, I thought Sha'Carri and Julian would actually do well, actually. I thought Sha'Carri probably would have won, actually, given her time, but she didn't look good through the races. And let me say something, people. I forgot to mention this. Like, I listened to Shannon Sharpe yesterday. Shannon Sharpe be getting some grief because he bet on Sha'Carri and he liked the back and forth with Jamaica. But I didn't realize that Shannon Sharpe was so informed about athletics. Like, he knows track and field. Some people talk track and field topically as if they know it. But if you listen to him, whether it's a technical aspect or just history, he was going back to all the Jamaican runners from way back when. So he's talking about Veronica Campbell, known commodity, and Merlin Ottey. But then he started mentioning people like Julian Cuthbert. When you start going back to Julian Cuthbert, people, they've been watching tracks for a long time. And he talking about the 5 phases of sprinting. He's been watching track for a while. He's not just a football player. We know he covers sports, but we've seen him cover NFL, NBA, some of those sports, maybe tinkering golf a little bit, and other sports. But he knows track and field in-depthly. He knows the runners. He knows the technical aspect of it. So much power to Shannon Sharpe. So when he's talking athletics, and sprinting. And actually, I'm going to come to one of the races that they had a long discussion about, actually. So we talked about the shot put. We talked about the triple jump. 4x1 mixed relays, which Jamaica was in. We finished down the track. Fenke Bowl did what Fenke Bowl does. Even though last year in World Championship, she collapsed at the finish line. This time, she ran down the American and won. There's a lot of debate, and it was last night because Shannon had on Justin Gatlin talking about the hundreds, talking about this race. And the view was they should have added Quincy Wilson to the team. The phenom, 16-year-old, is running ridiculous time. Shannon is in 401 like Steve Nay. Steve Nay like to talk. I don't think Steve Nay followed track and field that much. But it was really interesting, actually, the discussion being held. The what I call Monday morning quarterbacks, or the hindsight view, which is, they should have ran Quincy Wilson. Well, Quincy Wilson, my understanding, Gatlin said he's injured, so I don't know how much that is. Because he was brought to the Olympics. There's a lot of discussion about should he have been brought to the Olympics. He was brought to the Olympics, so. But they ran a team that ran the world record, right? What? They ran 307, I think it was, or something in that range. They ran a team that ran the world record. And I think the Netherlands team that won the finals was 0.02 outside that world record. So a good run. But the view was they should have had So West saying, Kranky, be on the air. You have to do your homework, bro. So don't believe the quick to honor people honor their work. No. You can do your homework, right? And I'm sure Sharpe does his homework. But no, when you're going back that far, that's not part of your homework. If you're talking about this Olympics and what's in this Olympics and who does what, but you didn't start mentioning like Julia Cuthbert. These are way, way back. That's not even in the conversation. You may talk about Shelly-Ann. You may talk about Elaine. You may talk about Veronica. Everybody know Merlin Otti, no matter when you were born, basically, even if you're not born if you're born in the 2000s. But when you start going back to some people he's mentioning, and he start talking about, you're like, whoa, interesting that you're having this dialogue at that level, because he's been following the sport, right? So I don't disagree about doing homework. Everybody should. Then you lose credibility if you don't. But when you start talking about pulling up certain athletes which nobody talks about or talk about except maybe Jamaicans, that's a different discussion. Yeah, they talked about Sydney, but here's the thing. When you've set a world record with a team, why would you bring in anyone else? Now, I do agree that most teams brought in runners, right? As most people do in relays. They run, if they think they're comfortable going to qualify, they'll run a certain team, not their best team, and bring in runners. But I don't think the U.S. ever contemplated. I thought it was the easiest gold medal of the day, our most predicted gold medal. Even with Fenke Bowl running for the Netherlands. And Frank is going to be running the 400-meter hurdles, which I can't see her beating McLaughlin, but we'll see. Even though Fenke Bowl is phenomenal, McLaughlin is alien, right? Sydney's alien. So it's a different discussion. But there was a lot of discussion around that, and people were perturbed. They didn't bring their so-called best team. But I think it's a hindsight view because they won their heat by, God, it was ridiculous. It's got to be about 30 meters. And they were leading quite a bit in this race. I think the runner, I think when you take the baton in the lead with that much distance in between, you got to conserve energy for the sprint at the end, no matter how far you're, because what your body may break down during the race. And it's easier to chase from behind. So what Fenke did was basically just overtake the person in front of her continuously, which is almost like somebody pulling you along. And I think that's what she did, and it materialized in her winning the race and winning pretty comfortable, actually. Because you could see at the top of the stretch that she was just so comfortable. But yeah, the Americans lost a goal they probably should have gotten. Right? And then we had I'm going to do the 100 meters last. The decathlon, where Marcus Ruud from Norway won. And we see Damian Warner. And this must be heartbreaking. So Ruud won. I'm going to mess up his name. Newbar from Germany second. And then Lyndon Victor from Grenada third. But the story to me was Damian Warner, who was in second place to do the pole vault and couldn't clear one height. Amazing. And then decided not to finish the remaining events. But that must have been heartbreaking. You trained for 4 years, trying to be double Olympic champion, and you couldn't clear the first height in the pole vault. So tough. So Webster says, disagree, I'm not an analyst on YouTube, but my age and love for sport, I can analyze very well, sir. Yeah, but why should, here's what you're missing. Why should Shannon Sharpe know about all these things when it's not main sport? Don't get it twisted. Track and field is not a main sport in America. We may love it in the U.S. We may love it in Jamaica, but it's not the primary sport. That's why you hear Noah Elias hitting out about, we're talking about the World Series, basketball World Championship, and he's saying that's not the world. What I do is the world, because he's trying to bring more notoriety. So yes, around Olympics time or World Championship time, yes. But you think people in the U.S. are killing themselves about Diamond League, which is big in Europe and big for the rest of the world? No. So I don't agree with that concept where you're saying where someone like Shannon should know about all these track and field events when he's a football player, when he follows basketball a lot, he's a big Lakers fan, when he may follow some sports areas in the U.S., hockey, football, or soccer is becoming much bigger, even than track and field, and he's going to pass track and field if it hasn't been there already. So no, I don't necessarily agree with that. I'm surprised he knows as much as he does. Let's put it that way. Right? I'm surprised he knows as much as he does. Not everybody can follow all these sports and have the in-depth knowledge he does. Steve Nate, to me, doesn't know a ton about track and field. He may talk superficially about it. I don't think he knows it in-depthly. When you start going back to certain people for certain countries, when he's going back to talking about East Germany in the 80s, and he's going to talk about some of these things he talked about last night, I was like, whoa, you're not talking superficially. You're talking in-depthly, and you have to have historical knowledge. You can't just go research, and you know how much research you have to do? Come up with all these analogies you're going to draw, all these examples you're going to draw, all these names just drop off the top of your tongue. It doesn't happen like that. Your research may be more tailored to time, space, events, situations. He doesn't have the breadth of knowledge to do all that research. So, yeah, not sure I agree. So for the decathlon, okay, you win, Warren, you win. We agree to disagree. Let's put it that way. We agree to disagree. Because I don't see him covering athletics for Olympics. He may talk about it on his nighttime show, but I don't see him covering it. And he may talk about betting on the 100 meters, and when you start mentioning Julia Cuthbert, then it's a different discussion to me. If you mention Veronica Campbell, which is a known commodity, that's a different conversation. So we go to the 100 meters for women, which I thought was interesting yesterday. And when I was on, I think I was on at the time, the first bad news we got was about Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. And the first thing we heard was that she was precluded from participating, which turned out to not be the case. So this was her yesterday. Can you guys hear that? I'm not sure if you guys could hear. Could you hear that? Maybe this didn't work out right as I thought. Let me know if you could hear that. Maybe not. I have to play it again. Okay. So my system here is messing up. All right. I'm going to do it again. Hopefully I can get it to.
Yesterday, like how you change the rule and then not say. So you're asking all the athletes who, for whatever reason, don't stay in the village, them can't come through the gate. We came through this gate yesterday and went through security and was okay. The man said we can't go, we have to go all the way up where everybody else are entering to come back down yesterday. That's crazy.
This is crazy. Hey, what's happening there? What's happening over here?
She said them changed the rule yesterday. What? She said them.
So that was Shelly-Ann, people. Supposedly, not supposedly, it appears that certain athletes are not staying in the Olympic Village, right? Because you've heard a lot of complaints. And some star athletes will never stay there anyway. They want to have their own comfortable space in their luxurious hotel accommodations, and they can afford to do so at their own expense, probably. Because I'm sure that the national teams probably have them all staying in a very similar location. So I think her and Sha'Carri, it appears, I'm not sure if there were other athletes there, went through a certain gate the day before in the prelims, tried to go back to the same gate. Apparently, they had changed the rules, so I had to use another gate. And so it was very disappointing for her, Sha'Carri, and other athletes that they had to, look like it's a long distance they had to walk to get into that event, to come back to where they were, because maybe I think it appears the gate was close to the warm-up track. Now, there's a lot of discussion yesterday on BBC about this, and some people are saying that heads would have to roll. I don't know if any heads are going to roll, but I think people are disappointed that, given her star status, given what she's achieved, should she be put through all of that? And it wasn't her alone. I think I saw Shakira in the background also there. So that was very disappointing for her and disappointing for everyone because the question is, are the two intertwined between her getting hamstring problem and her not getting in at the gate she preferred? And the cute thing about Shelly-Ann, even when she's frustrated and mad, she's still smiling. I just love her charisma. It's unbelievable. Somebody because she's frustrated, she's not happy about it, she thinks it's ridiculous, and yeah, that smile and her voice, that inflection of her voice, she has a beautiful persona, and it's really interesting. Somebody get mad, they throw things and go off. She was asking the question, she was saying it's ridiculous, and yeah, she just have that charming disposition where you can see her smiling. I'm sure it's one of those smiles where I'm so mad, but hey, I'm a public camera. But no, it was unfortunate that she got injured and didn't make the semis because she would have made the final and she probably would have medaled. Actually, I think she would have medaled. If you look at the race and you look at the three medalists, I think Alfred still would have won. I think she was a class of the field and she had beaten Sha'Carri in the semifinals and similarly that easily. But it was interesting to see what transpired with her. And I would say that there were a lot of people who were upset about this. A lot of people. So Shelly had her fans, and her fans were perturbed about this. Not just, I don't mean regular fans. I'm talking about people in the media. So it's one thing for us Jamaicans to be perturbed, but it was global, the condemnation of what transpired at the gate and that there should be repercussions. That was evident. So, yeah. Difficult day for Shelly, difficult day for Jamaica. And we wish it didn't happen, but it did. So it's going to be interesting. This show is only an hour, people, so we're about half hour into it. You can call in. The number is there, 347-728-8625. And we get to the 100 meters in a little bit. So Warren says, so Kranky, this is a breakdown communication from our people to our athletes? No, I think it's a breakdown in communication from the Paris Olympic authorities. Because think about it, it wasn't Shelly-Ann alone. I saw Shakira there too. So they changed it. Apparently, they went through that gate the day before. It was changed, but it may not have been communicated well, right? And I think part of the issue was that most athletes will go in a team bus. So the bus drivers are probably told where they should take them. But if you're staying on your own, that means you come up in your private car, your limo, whatever it is you go to the game in, you may not have gotten that communication. You wouldn't have known, right? I think that's what happened. So, people like Noah, probably Shelly, Sha'Carri, all the big stars, they probably stay in their luxurious hotel. They take their chauffeur-driven cars. Unfortunately, you have to be on the Olympic bus, and those drivers would have been told where to go to. So that's the way the mix-up was. And it was frustrating for her. And it's interesting that people post that because people are basically saying Shelly-Ann should be lifted up and carried to the stadium. They should be. I understand if you're a security guard, frankly, and a boss tell you not to let anybody through the gate, and you do so, that's your job. And if you don't let them in the gate and they're big stars, you're going to get lambasted. So you darn if you do and darn if you don't, which is unfortunate. It's never a good situation for somebody who is down the ladder being told something by their boss, and then once someone wants you to override your boss's decision, that means I'm going to be unemployed. It's not their job to know Shelly-Ann or to know Sha'Carri. That's what somebody has to figure out. No, but Brandon, you off on that. No one is saying that's why she withdrew from the meet. They're saying she hurt her hamstring. That's what's been told. I don't think Shelly-Ann would do that. It's her last Olympic. Why would she do that? Yes, Warren, the basketball team probably get flown in a helicopter into the stadium. Who knows how they get there? But they didn't take it. They could take a team bus, actually, because you know what? The bus would be very luxurious. It's a lot of them. I don't think they go individually. That's different. It's their own bus. There's a difference between the buses are provided by the Olympic Association, which sometimes I hear, Gatlin was talking about that last night, Justin Gatlin. The bus maybe you have a crowded, some people have to sit on the floor. the bus, I'm sure, for the basketball team for the USA, one of the luxurious buses that have their own bathroom. They probably have individual seats. No, look, they have these luxurious buses that go from like New York to Washington D.C. You pay extra money for one of those buses. So yeah, but I don't think Elaine. I don't think she withdraw because of that. Brandon, look, I think Shelly-Ann has been hurt all year. People, that's my view. That's why we haven't seen her. Why wouldn't you run more races if you were okay? I think she's been hurt all year. And I think what happens is because she's been hurt all year, the problem amounts to she's probably been nursing a hamstring. And unfortunately, it didn't work out well. I was supposed to have a guest this morning with me who was here yesterday. She just texted me that she's just waking up. What a life. I want that life. And I have another friend of mine just expressing his dismay. I get all these texts from people. I guess they're just getting the news about Sharika being out of the 200 meters, which is very, very disappointing, people. Very disappointing. But I'll touch more on that on 12:30 when we come on at 12:30 this afternoon, where I'll be talking about the previewing the events for the early morning events and then the events for the afternoon, which is mainly around the men's 100 meters final. So yeah, and people, like I said before, if you want to call in, please do so. The line is open. So Julian Alfred did what many expected her to do, but a lot also were thinking about Sha'Carri. So let's do this. This is St. Lucia yesterday, people. So as you can see, I'm gonna play it again. Hold on, let me play this again. You can see it was pandemonium yesterday. I don't know why my system is messing up on me. My system is acting up. Let me do that again. You can see Lucia has less than 200,000 people. Good morning. Good morning,
Kranky. Are you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing your car sounds. How you doing?
Yeah, man. Blessings, man. Blessings to all the viewers and listeners.
Yeah, blessings. Good morning.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining.
And there are no interruptions in my background, right? You're hearing me clearly?
I'm hearing you clearly, yes.
All right. So, I'm going to beat you this morning, but we'll start off a bit subtle.
So can Jamaicans do one day without beating somebody? Can you guys?
No, and that is one of my main contentions with you this morning.
Go on.
And you're gonna get into it. It's track and field related.
You know it's early, right? You know it's early, right?
It's very early, but me get up from 6 o'clock. Well, what time the race them run this morning? So we are adrenaline high.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we just listen.
So, what is your issue with decorum and people? First of all, one, decorum, and two, with people showing aggressive emotion.
What are you talking about?
Because I just heard you said, and I'm so upset by your comment, but this is your comment, that your most impressive thing about Shelly-Ann Fraser in this disappointing, disgusting situation that happened was her composure. and her calmness and the way in which she went about the situation. And this is something that you have always stressed on. So I see that you're passionate about it. Because my first call on your show when I addressed Mr. Speed, your main contention was how you were able to digest what I was saying. Not if what I was saying made sense, Not if what I was saying stood up for what I believed in. And in this instance, I am disappointed by the manner in which Shelly-Ann Fraser conducted herself, given the fact that this is her last Olympics. She should have draped up that man at the gate and said, hey boy, let me through the gate.
So Parish Council, that's the difference between you and Shelly-Ann.
Yes, but why would that be your most what were your words? You were most impressed. So you're saying to me that someone should be robbed.
What I'm saying is this:
someone should be robbed of their rights and robbed of their privilege and rights and be cool and calm about it. And you would be impressed. So what if she had not conducted herself?
Tell me you're gonna allow me to speak. Tell me you're gonna allow me to speak. Tell me you're done.
One more question and then I allow you. What if she had not conducted herself in that manner? What would have been your feedback towards Shelly-Ann Fraser?
It never happened, so I wouldn't know. But let me just say a couple of things. One is there's an issue here in terms of communication, yes. But I'm not sure it's the Olympic Committee organization responsibility to go find every single person where they are and tell them where they need to go, right? They probably communicated that to the people who they look. There is obviously something I've missed here in terms of understanding not everyone stays in the Olympic Village, not everyone takes the bus, and the bus driver may be the only person coming there. But these are one-off situations with Shelly-Ann and Sha'Carri, because this is not only about Shelly-Ann, Sha'Carri was there too. So if you stay in your own luxury situation and something changed, let me finish. Paris Council, you had to say, let me finish.
But how did we don't know. So let me never bother ask you that question. How did Sha'Carri reach to the track? Maybe she didn't act in that calmness.
No, Sha'Carri was there. There was a picture showing Sha'Carri there when Shelly-Ann was there.
But how did she get through and Shelly did not?
I don't know if she got through. We don't know if she got through.
She ran. She ran.
No. But Parish Council, you're way off. Here's where you're wrong. Parish Council, that's if you did research before you come on the program.
Yeah,
Shelly-Ann, my understanding.
Injury makes Shelly not run.
That's what everyone is saying. That's why she didn't run. There's two things here. Her being denied access to the gate, she was. But that was really why she didn't run. She didn't run because she was hurt. And Shelly-Ann has been hurt all year. But people are just like how Sharika has been hurt when she ran in Europe and Fan of them managed the news about it. So you can't say she didn't run because of the situation.
Me believe a damage control, but I'm not.
But why would she not run? No. First of all, you get to those places a good decent amount of time before your race starts, because you want to make sure you warm up really, really well, right?
Yeah.
The understanding is that you know what? If we're gonna see if it's right or not, we'll see if she runs a 4x1. Then you can draw your conclusion.
But my contention, Kranky, is your insistence, I would say overly commending people for quote unquote acting in decorum and conducting themselves, even when the situation may require a little more aggression, a little more hostility.
Parish Council, you're actually misquoting me, You're actually misquoting me. Here's what I said.
You said that's what you were most impressed about.
Parish Council, let me finish now, man. You look like you want to damn the conversation. You want to take over the show? You just want damn the talking. I said it was so impressed with what Shelly-Ann. I said about Shelly-Ann yesterday. When Shelly-Ann she's always smiling, no matter what's happening. Or if she has a pleasant disposition, her face always, even when she's mad, her face always is pleasant. I was talking about, she didn't manage, she carried on. I was saying, even when she's mad, she has such charisma, you don't even feel like she's mad. I wasn't saying how she was behaving and she shouldn't have gotten mad. Did I say she shouldn't have gotten mad? You are misquoting me. You are misquoting me. I'm recorded. I'm recorded. Irish Council, I'm recorded.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said in the whole situation, right? In that episode right there, the thing that you were most impressed about was the way in which she conducted herself.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I am saying, remember that we listen to you on a daily, weekly basis.
Yeah.
And this is something that you have always stressed that. Me specifically, when I came on your show and spoke to Mr. Speed, was not aggressive. My pitch may have been a bit high. I use no disrespectful words, but
Okay.
because it was not done in the fashion that you are either accustomed to or appreciate, you said you were not able to digest it, right? But the way in which Shelly-Ann conducted herself, even though she was wronged, even though we can agree on that,
No, no,
right?
no. We can't. No, we can't agree on that. We can't agree on
We
that.
can't agree on that.
No, we can't agree on that. You and I don't have all the facts, and in fact, from what they're saying, no one was right or no one was wrong, right? The Olympic organization communicated that that gate cannot be used going forward. People probably used it before in their private card. They say no, you can't use that gate. Did he go to Jamaica team? I don't know, but apparently, if he went to Jamaica team, he should have gone to the US team too. And we know how organized the US is. So why wasn't Shakari using the other gate? We act like this is a Shelly situation alone. It's not Shelly alone. It affected other athletes too, who probably had private transportation to the games or to the event. So we don't know. We don't know what. Look, we're all upset that Shelly didn't get a chance to run. I agree, but let's not say that was the reason why she didn't run, because we don't know that. We're told she had a hamstring problem. That's what we're told.
Why Kranky?
You just vexed Kami said the wait, Mr. Parish Council. First of all, Shelly-Ann is an example for billions of people, not for millions. She's the only example for Jamaica and my youth. We talk the part what you know. So when little kids are watch her, they're gonna say, "Is that how I behave?" But if she want to get mad, that's her prerogative. But she was smiling while being mad, and I think that's what's part of her charisma. If you can smile while being mad, but you know you're heating and you're smiling, nobody want to talk to somebody who's just throwing out venom, you know. But if the venom is thrown, which coming a smile to it, it's a different story. Parish Council, what that background noise, Parish Council?
Yeah, that's why I asked earlier. You're still hearing it?
I just was hearing a while ago. So look, you're taking onus with me to say, look, Kranky, you just want people to behave a certain way, regardless of the situation.
Regardless. That is mine.
But you're personalizing it. When you talk about the speed, you know what? I'll go back and play the speed thing again. You talk about the speed thing when you come in and you're aggressive.
No, but even a lot of persons on the show on that particular day were saying to you about, that is the Kranky. And if Mr. Speed in any way would have felt disrespected, I'm guessing he would have said, Kranky, when I have answered a call or a question or whatever, that is Mr. Speed. I saw him operate. But it's just because you just have this appreciation, and it's that beat your feet, because we all appreciate different things.
Right.
You understand what I mean?
No, you beat me. No, you beat me. That's something you can't beat me. I say now beat me. I understand the logic.
All right. Look how calm you are in a situation like this with Shelly. Kranky, I was so upset. I feel like I mash up something. And I'm sure behind the scenes, maybe that is the way Shelly-Ann conducted herself. We would never know because we don't have any evidence of it. But we as fans, we as patriots, and again, your composure is always, medium to calm. But I mean, would I like for we need to express ourselves, Kranky, and expressing yourself doesn't mean you're a bad person or know to conduct yourself in a certain environment. This is disastrous.
But Parish Council, first of all, Parish Council,
what happened to Shelly?
Parish Council, we say what happened to Shelly. Exactly what happened to Shelly, Parish Council?
Me nah say injury. Me nah say injury. We know an injury Shelly injured.
Okay. Why would Shelly not run if she wasn't injured?
Because them bar her from the run. That me I work.
Are you out of your mind? So how come Shakari ran and Shelly didn't run if she wasn't injured?
That is why I asked you. Is it a case Is it a case where Shakari may have conducted herself in a more aggressive manner and say, hey, let me scrape it with them long nails. Let me through the gate. And then
I don't think so. Look, here's what I think happened, which is Shelly-Ann has run very. How many times has Shelly ran this season? How many times has Shelly ran this season?
I'm not certain.
Exactly, it's less than 5 that I've seen her run.
Make a U-turn.
How do you run less than 10? Less about 5. I'm sure it's 5. Did she run in Europe before the Olympics? She ran the Jamaica trials. I think she ran one race before that. We haven't seen her. We're talking about 7 months into the year, and you have less than 10 races. You cannot be healthy, and that would not be smart, right? So you may be trying to.
And then she never did much.
We're getting the noise again.
Justice.
Paris County, we're getting the noise again. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man. She never did much justice by her post that she made. Again, Shelly is that type of person. She never go bash Olympics because she knows that will rile up a lot of people. Because even the Sky Sports me I watched this morning and everybody was so upset and they didn't just attribute her absence to her injury. That because again we're still in a limbo. We're still indecisive. Let me use some big words, in a conundrum as to what really caused Shelly not to run, and that is what upset me even more. You understand what I say? So all me I say, Kranky, is again it's all that we because we are say you are say injury, that's what we hear, and then me I say a bar, she get bar. So it's like you more understanding and me upset about something where me can't even verify.
Exactly. Look, I'm not happy about Shelly. Look, I was looking forward to seeing Shelly run.
Kranky,
that's our best chance for a medal in the 100. Even though Tia Ryan going to semi. By the way, people, me not do my morning show, Me can't accompany this early in the morning after being up late at night, and I get 22 likes over 68 people. Them thing, boy, I'm tired of talk about them thing, Joke thing. Go on Parish Council. 22 likes, 23 likes over 68 people I watch. Something wrong, boy. Something wrong. Go on Parish Council.
Yeah, but I mean, we're gonna get some redemption this afternoon. Everybody.
Well, let's not count the chicken for the action. Let's not count the chicken.
Share out the food.
Yeah.
Cook and share out the food and wash the Dutch pot them so not have the pot cover them can beat their bang. Because we're gonna get redemption.
Well, we hope so.
We hope so.
We hope so.
Speak it into being.
You've arrived at your
No. The race is at 1:50 US time. I think it's 12:50 Jamaica time. So looking forward to it.
After the semi-finals.
Yes, that's the semi-final race. The finals is later on. Finals later on, but the first race.
I think never catch the semi, but I'm sure if you catch the finals.
Well, whatever you do, if your job prevents you, just quit the job and watch the race.
I might do that. I only do that for Manchester United, still not Frank.
See, people. After the man went to people back up. What's up? They're going to my parish council people. After the man come on the program, and I beat me both. I'm gonna call it patriotism. I mean, not getting angry that one of our athletes didn't get hurt. And you the man just said, wait, no. Back up. No. You have to explain. The man saying only take off time for him work for Man United, a foreign team, people. So the man are bandwagonist. Bandwagonist. Man United, a foreign team. Man United, a Jamaica team. And a Mount Pleasant. And a Cavaliers and a Garden.
But my team.
So you prefer your team versus your own athletes. You won't take off time for them to take off time. Boy, I tell you. Parish Council, me lose half a year. Them say Jamaica. Me lose half a year.
One more half is a Kranky. That's my prerogative. So me know why you infringe upon me. I'm right.
Man, I use word. Let me get my thesaurus this morning. I start look up them infringe and conundrum. And I said the words in my use for me this morning. Go on, Magic. Go on.
Yeah, don't this learn some words last time. Just use them up, yeah.
Discover. Why am I tell you? Whole repertoire this morning.
Lucian.
Yes.
Lucian. I think she warrant Jamaican celebrating her. Given the fact that she actually attended St. Catherine. I would love to hear a bit more as to, when she actually started, if it was Jamaica that influenced her to the track and field, or was she bought from, so we can have a better appreciation for her upbringing and her success.
Parish Council, there's videos out there where she giving kudos to Jamaica. Because that's where she was nurtured. Yes.
And I saw that she was actually at Boy and Girls Champ. So if I remember Boy and Girls Champs, automatically it come like one away. You know what I mean? So obviously when we saw that, Shelly was not there and Tia may not have medal, automatically, even my wife, I say, boy, you know it going for the Jamaica, the Caribbean, you know. So I'm glad that she bring home the medal. There's one thing I want to mention again, Kranky, before I go. I noticed the America's ability to what would I say, hype underachievement and hype underachievement and hide. That means to say hype underachievement and hide failure with Shakari. Because me have to watch NBC coverage, you know, with overseas, and I'm telling you, the way in which they speak about Shakari, even right now, no one would believe that Shakari did not get a gold medal. You know what I mean? And when I see because this is my first time watching the coverage, the feed from overseas. I mean, I always spend most of my life, all of my life in Jamaica. So you know, a TVJ, a CVM, or thing there. So now may I get a chance to see it from the American perspective. And to be honest, now I see why a lot of our athletes complain a lot of time about our appreciation for them, because the way in which they're celebrating Shakari, even now, and we could agree that she underachieved, right? Would you say that based on the fact that a lot of the competitors were not in the race with Shelly-Ann and Sharika?
Look, I think every country focus on their athletes. The US probably overdo it, frankly, because Shakari and Noah are the poster child. Look, viewership in the US is not as great as people think it is for track and field, you know. I think the misconception we have, because we love it, it's not the same. So they gotta boost certain athletes and hope they win so they can promote their coverage, because it's about making money. NBC's not doing this for fun, they're doing it to make money.
Yeah. But up on the road now, and me I tell you, like, there's no one really focus. There's no where you go right now and see Olympics are compulsory. You see somebody watch Olympics.
Yeah, I mean you know, it's not the same. So we have to be. We can't think that because we love the sport and we follow the sport that it's the same across the entire US. You go some places, nobody cares. That's why you hear Noah and others always complaining about the recognition they get outside the US. If they go to Europe, they're stars. They come to the US, they're okay.
But even the race that Noel Knights run, they still found that way. I guess it come back to all you say, you know, the ideal way of someone conducting themselves and looking at life. Because the way them talk about Noel Knights race and Shakari race, they still find positives out of it. Whatever positive them can squeeze out of it. While if we have a Ellen Thompson in our prime, and Shelly now run and this a Smaddy now run and she comes second in a man. You know that go.
Yeah, but I don't think Jamaica denigrates any medal that we win. We may be disappointed if we believe an athlete didn't achieve their goal. I'll give you an example. Asaf always complain about how we give him a hard time, right? Because when it comes to the big events, he hasn't necessarily achieved what we expect him to achieve. But I think we appreciate athletes who medal because we know how difficult it is. And yes, we like to beat sometimes. So if you're supposed to win gold and you win bronze, you're still going to be getting your kudos. It won't be the same though if you won the gold.
Right. Yeah, that's that me I say, you know, and things like that. So yeah, I pretty much hate that, you know, kind of feel a bit more give me a big word for you, just Kranky. You know, a big word for you, just.
What are you talking about?
Kind of feel a bit more relaxed at ease, a bit more, you know.
You're being somewhat circumspect, and that's good, which is not in your repertoire. That's not what you do. You like to go straight in, like you want Shelly to beat the people. Them. And Shelly with her normal smiling face. Even when Shelly's mad and she's probably cursing, it only sounds like cursing. That's what I was trying to explain.
Yes. Shelly did go and find another video there in Jamaica real up here. That's what I mean.
No. Some Jamaicans. Not all Jamaicans. Because we always put in these buckets as if all Jamaicans operate the same way. We're not monolithic.
I said, hey boy, right again. Should I have trend in our morning?
Well, she is trending, regardless of how she came across. She's trending.
Yeah. But Jano, it is damn.
Well, we look
Hope she
forward to
can
this evening,
find
right?
it.
We look forward to this evening.
Yeah, most definitely. So
Yeah,
sure
man.
goal, possible brand.
All right.
That's the thing there.
All
Blessings.
right. Bless Paris Comes. Thanks for calling. So that was Paris Comes. People give me a hard time that I don't. My emotive responses are not up to par. Or I want Shelly to be reserved when she should just kick down the gate. I'm not sure I agree with him. I think Shelly's response is what it should be. Shelly's a stately lady, and that's how she should operate. That image that she portrays should be that image that she has, and we love the image, by the way. Yeah, Warren, I agree. I think people expect only one person can win, Alfred's a double Olympic champion, 1 on 200 meters. So, and she ran well. So it's hard to beat. Have another call. Good morning. I think I may have pressed the wrong button here. Please call back. Whoever was calling, please call back. We're almost out of time, people, for this morning session. I'm coming back at 12:30, so probably take this last call and then close down. People, 38 likes, 68. Let's stop Mize up now. 59 up. Mize up the likes, them people. Just hit the like button now. If you all leave, hit the like button before you leave. It's now gonna kill you. So other people can watch the morning show. And people, if you haven't subscribed to my channels, which is Balance View and Kranky Life, please do so. And hit the like button before you leave. Yes, I agree, Shushan. I think we get enough credit and enough we get enough credit and we get enough notoriety from the locales where we're from. So if you're from England, they focus on England athletes. The US do the same thing. Now, the concern people express about the US is that they don't focus on athletes who win from the other countries as much as they should. Even when the Americans lose, they're the ones who get all the kudos. Well, other countries will give good amount of time to those who perform well, but also recognize their own athlete. Yes, it's on WhatsApp. The 347-728-8625 number is on WhatsApp. Yes, it's my YouTube phone and phone number. So yes, it's on WhatsApp. So if you call the number, you'll get me on WhatsApp. Someone just called a while ago, but I pressed the wrong button. Actually, I think I pressed the off button instead of the on button. But I'm gonna be back at 12:30, people, to preview the races for the afternoon session. Talk a little bit about the morning session, where we did fairly well, even though I am concerned about Parchment. He came like about 5th in his race, even though he was tied with they had 4 people at the same time. Good morning. One second.
I was calling earlier.
Yeah, I can hear you. Good morning.
Yeah, man. Morning, Kranky. Stefan here.
Hi, Stefan. How you doing?
Yeah, man. Not bad. All right. So real quick. So in the absence of information,
Right.
you can't come to informed position, right? So which is why I've been asking the question: how much of Shelly not being able to enter through that area, contributed to her pulling out, right? So with the absence of information, we can't come to any form of informed position. So until we find out if that severely affected her and contributed to her pulling out, I don't see how we can come to any form of conclusion as to what was the actual position, right? Because we saw where the American athlete was also affected, right? And even in subsequent races for Sha'Carri, she really didn't look, as you would expect her to look based on her performances. So until we get that information, I really don't see how persons can come to, a decisive conclusion as to what actually contributed to her pulling out, right? Because we're hearing that she felt something in terms of her hamstring. I mean, when and then you're not hearing anything from out of her camp per se. You understand?
Yeah, look, we have had a lot of interesting information, I'm gonna call it dissemination or lack thereof, throughout this Olympics for the Jamaican women team. We see Jackson situation, Sharika, where we saw her get injured, and then we're told injured not as bad as it seemed. Then we see her put out 100, then she put out 200. Then the question is, what is Fan and the team doing? We see the same thing with Shelly-Ann. We haven't seen Shelly-Ann. Let me finish. Not see Shelly-Ann run most of this year. Very few races. That means she must be carrying injury because why wouldn't she run? That's not her normal routine, even though she's older now. So we can assume, based on what we're told, that even if she was upset about not getting through the gate, it's her last Olympics, why wouldn't she not run? Now, we don't have all the facts and circumstances, but can you tell me you're going to go all the way to Paris? It's your last Olympics. You're frustrated, and you wouldn't run, and we saw Sha'Carri run? We can make up all the conspiracy theory we want, but it's not. It doesn't seem logical.
Yeah, I totally agree. And in addition to the point that you're making about a lot of well, I wouldn't say misinformation, but different varying information coming out of especially the issue with Sharika. When we heard from Sylvia Francis as to what he thought in regards to she pulling out from the 100 meters, right? He said that as far as he's concerned, she's okay, she's fit to run, and we should ask the team manager, right? So it doesn't make things easier when you have varying information being put out there. Right?
Frano's credibility is taking hits. What is for the 4x4, what is now this, Frano's credibility is taking hits. Now, if Kishane doesn't win, it's going to even be magnified because he's talking nonsense as it appears. You're going to blame, just like how you blame the J3A for whatever transpired in Jamaica with the mixed relays. Now he's come back saying it's the manager, why Shakira. Why would any manager in their right mind not want Sharika to run? Isn't that nonsense? Stop the nonsense, Frano.
And I totally agree. This is what I'm saying. When you have varying information coming out, it really makes it hard for you to pinpoint or to accurately say, well, this is exactly what's taking place. So
yeah.
And that's just my thoughts still. I
appreciate the call.
And it will be really interesting. Yeah, man, it will be really interesting to see if Kishane doesn't win and to hear what other news will be coming out, right? So
yeah, if he doesn't win, look, if he wins, it camouflage what happened with Sharika with Frano. If he doesn't win, then that question be asked to Frano because it goes way back to the mixed relays, and him beating the athletic officials in Jamaica about the situation and the conflict there. And he come here, and frankly, from the evidence we have, he's been disingenuous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
You're going to talk about the manager and Sharika. Which manager? Can you think about this? Which manager would have the audacity to want to do that?
Which is why I really found it strange for him to come out and say that, right? Because based on what he said, that as far as he knows, that his athlete was okay and is cleared to participate in 100 meters. And we all know, Frano, if we have seen him hold on to his athletes in terms of preparing, having them prioritize their individual events.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So it would be very strange to say, the managers would have so much say when it comes down to your athlete when you know that she is prepared to run.
I am glad you're using that logic. I'm glad you're using that logic because that's very logical on your part.
Exactly. Right. We know Frano's personality. We know how he stays in regards to his athletes performing in their individual events. That's what he prioritizes.
Yep.
Right. Remember, he doesn't even make them go out and train for the relays, etc. Because they he explained that's the reason as to why that is done. So when I heard it, I had a lot of questions, more questions than answers, right? So it's very interesting, and it would be good if we could get some report as to what is the vibe in the camp, because to me, just by looking on this is my perception, right? All things aren't okay in the camp, right? I'm just saying that. I don't know, but I'm saying in the absence of information, accurate information, it's easy for persons to form multiple opinions, and that's what's taking place right now.
I agree, Stefan, and thanks for the call. I appreciate it. I'm going to close the program down. I'm back at 12:30, people. So if you want to come join me, please do. We're going to preview the upcoming races, and then, as you know, the 1350, 150, 1250 Jamaica time is the semifinals of the men's 100 meters, which we all are very focused on because we think we have a chance to medal twice in that event. But Stefan, thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, no problem. Cool.
Right, cool. So yes, people, before you leave, just hit the like button, people. No stingy. I'm coming back in less than an hour. In 55 minutes, I'll be back again right here, same place. Give me some incentive to come back now. Stop miser up the like button. All right. First, I want to thank everyone for being here. Warren, Stefan for calling in, along with Parish Coast, who like beat me. Shushen, Seymour, so go to the name them, Thai, Float Management, all you guys and everyone else in the chat. Brando, thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here. Come back and join me 12:30. Go do what you have to do. Get it put down, put it on your device, and let's have some fun in the next 54 minutes. All right, people? Later. Thanks a lot. Bye.